All right, it is time. This is an infinite investment game. I'll talk about alternative investments and collectibles, not particular investment advice. But if you listen to this, you will be a better collector and you'll make smarter decisions when you're buying collectibles. Well, I'll talk about sports cards right now. I think some people are idiots. I really think some people are idiots. Let's be real here. This is a common narrative that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Apparently, to many people out here in the sports card community, they believe that if a card is manipulated, that means people don't lose money. I talked about the 1994 Bumblebee card that literally went to $90,000, and there are a few $100,000 sales of that card. It's very low pop count. But apparently, now it sells for about $9,000. It'll probably get to $3,000 because that's probably the actual price of the card. And that may have been a little bit manipulated. There have been people who bought not only the PSA 10s, but PSA 9s, BGS 9s, or even if it's an SGC, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2, 1s. Some people bought a 5 for $9,000. And for whatever reason, people are like, and also raw cards for very high prices. And people will say, oh, well, no one lost money because they were manipulated. That is the dumbest thing ever. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, well, the PSA 10s were manipulated. Yeah, okay, great. Guess what? If they're manipulated, that gets other people to spend more money, not only on the PSA 10, but SGC 10s, if there's BGS 9, 5s, or 10s, and everything lower than that. Everything lower than that. Well, high grades and high-end cards don't affect the market. Okay, cool. So you're saying if a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 10 card sells for $10,000, that doesn't affect 9 prices? That doesn't affect 8 prices? That doesn't affect prices under it? What if it sells for $2 million? Hell, let's say it starts selling regularly for $5 million. There's a lot of people who got PSA 9s, BGS 9s, SGC 9s, 8s, 6s, 5s, 1s, just authentics. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? People are talking about Luka cards. People are talking about Luka, oh, well, these high-end Luka cards don't affect me. Yes, it does. It does affect you because when the market was going up, when the market was going all-time highs, people were saying that's the strength of the sports card market. That's why you should buy cards. All of a sudden now it goes down. And now it's like, oh, well, it doesn't affect me. And it's not. Here's something that people don't want to talk about, right? And this is a lot of times, like people always talk about negative content and all this other stuff. Listen, just bear with me for 1 second. 1 second. That's all you got to do. I know it, not even a second. Just 1 minute. That's all you got to do. Just bear with me for 1 minute. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. Most people in 2020, 2021, and a big portion of 2022 made dumb decisions. I made some dumb decisions. Most people made dumb decisions. Some people bought some cars that didn't make any sense whatsoever at prices that didn't make any sense whatsoever. They didn't. And they justified it. And they're paying the price because now it's lower. It's just the stupidity that some people have. Like, you can't tell me, well, high-end car prices don't matter. When for 2 years, many of you people who are in the market were saying, oh, well, that's good, man. Why are you even talking about it? Why does it even come up on PWCC? Why are PWCC advertising if it doesn't affect you? It does. It does affect you because it validates how you feel. It validates how you feel about a player. Oh, well, it validates you. Like, listen, if there was no Luka cards that sold for over $100,000, so most people can't afford a $100,000 card, period. If no Luka card sold over $100,000, but Zion, I don't know, Bobo, and other guys were selling over $100,000, you're going to be like, maybe Luka cards are underpriced. Maybe you should buy more Lucas. That affects you. People are doing all these mental gymnastics so they can get out of this feeling and avoid this feeling of, they made a bad decision. People make bad decisions. Own it. This is just so ridiculous. That Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson card, the card was manipulated. People bought PSA 8s, PSA 9s, BGS 9s. Okay? They bought it. They probably paid more than $9,000 for a PSA 9 card. But it was manipulated. And what did they manipulate? They probably manipulated PSA 10s. Maybe they didn't manipulate PSA 9s. Maybe they didn't manipulate BGS 9.5. But guess what? It affected the rest of the market. It also affected Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson cards because people are like, oh, if they're paying that, what about his wrestling cards? What about some acting cards? What about that stuff, right? It probably boosted up the Bumblebee cards. There's secondary effects for this. And people are not looking at this. Like this is so stupid. This it just doesn't make any sense. Well, actually, it does make sense. It does make sense. People want to protect their egos. People want to feel good inside, and they want to avoid content that makes them feel bad, and they want to look at things that make them feel good. Because this is just stupid. People are putting themselves more and more and more in a hole, and we're going to see more of this. We're going to see more cards decline. And it's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And listen, guess what? 97% of cards, maybe 98% of cards are going back to 2019 prices. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Fanatics ain't going to come save the hobby. Guess why? Why? You know why? Because, hell, people like Drew Holiday are some of the best guys in the NBA, right? Most dudes aren't even starters, right? Most dudes, obviously there's 12 guys on a team. There's probably, players for guys on the bench. So that is what? You do the math. There's 7 guys who are probably coming off the bench that nobody thinks is investable. And there are certain guys who are starters that, aren't really investable, but they're cards for them. There's probably one-on-ones for them. There's probably autograph cards for them. And different kinds of sets. Those cards went up too. Those cards are going to go back to 2019 prices. All right, so most cards are going back to 2019 prices. We can even look at from Paul George to Jimmy Butler, because most guys, even though they will probably get into the Hall of Fame, Dwight Howard, those cards will continue to decline as well. There are people who are holding those cards. So most cards are going that way. However, you got a lot of people buying all these rookies and stuff like that, or guys 2 or 3 year players that are never even going to be close to Paul George, Dwayne Wade, whoever you talk bad about, Paul Pierce. Most dudes ain't going to be that good. All those dudes are probably going down to 2019 prices or less. All right? A lot of people believe in some of these guys. Hell, Bobo may go down below 2019 prices. Most cards are going, period. And even certain guys who are star players, even certain guys who won MVPs, and probably most of their cards are going to be going, except probably low number refractors, serial number refractors, and low number autograph cards. Even for James Harden and Russell Westbrook, that stuff is happening. Most players don't win MVPs. So that's going to happen. Now, is maybe Luka base go back to 2019, $70 or something, or $100? No, maybe that happens, $150. That's possible. Maybe silvers go to $1,000. But it's just one of those things where this is going to catch up with people. And I'm probably going to lead the hobby for a little bit. I'm going to come back. I'm going to see what people are saying. Because this is stupid. This is absolutely dumb. Bruh. People, yes, the hobby is better than what it was in 2019. Prices are higher. Great. That is good. That is actually a good sign. But if you think that people aren't hurt, and people aren't making mistakes, and people aren't losing money, you're a fool. you are a fool. And you don't think people are going to lose money all through 2023? And most people are going to lose money through 2023? And probably lose a considerable amount of money from 2023? You're a fool. You are a fool. Sorry for this tirade, but peace.